Hi, fellow traders, what's happening? I hope you guys had a better start to the week than I did. Because I swear, when I woke up this morning, and I know you guys that were in chat, you had to hear it in my voice because I felt it. I felt like I had a case of the Mondays. And it's been a long time. That used to be the way I would wake up every day when the last couple of years I was teaching, because those administrators made our job miserable. The only thing that kept me going was being able to work with the students. Other than that, I dreaded going in there dealing with the administrators. But I know it's a fictitious disorder, but for a lot of us that are going to our 9 to 5s that we're not too thrilled about, it feels very real. And it's associated with being tired on Monday mornings, being irritable, not wanting to be bothered, being distracted, thinking about the weekend or thinking about the fact that you're not where you want to be. All of those things just kind of come into play. But had a really serious case of the Mondays. And really the only cure for it that I found is just to walk away. Just don't start your day and just walk away from it. Because that was kind of the only thing I could do today to kind of get out of the funk. Couldn't really take a nap. That didn't work out. And I tried to do that, but nothing really worked. But I think everything kind of boiled down to me not getting a nap yesterday and only getting a couple hours of sleep last night, and everything just kind of snowballed. But that's something that we really have to look at and pay attention to, every day. If we feel that disconnected, then it's best not to trade, especially not day trade. Swing trading is kind of a different animal, but especially not day trading, where you have to make sometimes quick decisions, and all of that, your judgment gets impaired. But definitely had a case of the Mondays today. This is last week, really, really stellar week. All green days. Ended up 35, 54, 32. And that put us over $6,000 for the month. But after today, we're not in a good place. And we'll cover that. We'll cover that here in a minute. I only had 3 days to keep it together, to have the best month out of the year. But I guess that's just not going to happen. Here's the equity curve. This is the big pullback. I haven't added. This is the big pullback from the week before. This is last week where we kind of recovered on that strong week. So, as far as sitting back, looking at the equity curve, we're doing good. Can't complain. Just continue to do what I do. I'm going to make trader errors. We're going to make mistakes. Today initially wasn't a mistake. It was kind of out of my control, but still responsible for it. All right, so the market, it actually did better than I thought it would today. Because when we were talking about this yesterday, and we talked about how we bounced off of the 100. This is what we were looking for last week. If it pulled back, for it to bounce off the 100, and we're going to come back up and retest the 20 and the 20 and the 50. Now I need to update this chart, because what I'm starting to realize is that on the daily chart, you're not really seeing a whole lot of reaction to the 20 exponential, but the simple moving average is where we're seeing the most activity around. So I'm switching back to the simple moving average on the 20 for my daily charts. And the simple moving average is up around 336 something. And you could see now a lot of times the simple and the exponential are close, but in some cases you get a big divergence. And in this case, there's like a $3 divergence between the exponential and the simple. But I'm going to be going for the simple, and that's going to be the next level we need to look out for, is at 336. We may test it overnight. Right now, we're right around 335, 40-ish or so. So we may test that 336.90 something level overnight. We may test it pre-market tomorrow. Or if the market doesn't like something that happens overnight, we may be opening with a little gap down again. But this was too big of a gap for me to really feel comfortable today. And I think that's what started it, is when I saw how big of a gap we were working with and how all the stocks had practically gapped up and were about to max out their ATR. And, I respect the ATR on stocks that are just following the market, where we don't have any catalyst or anything. And we were weak on that this morning. I didn't have anything on earnings, so nothing to watch with an earnings catalyst. ROKU had a product announcement or whatever. We know that's weak, but it was a catalyst, and somebody got upgraded. I can't remember right offhand, but we had some weak catalysts. And the two, I think SQ might have been the one. I can't remember now. But those were the two really that I was looking at today. And it was just a weird vibe this morning that I had. But I like the way the market, it pulled back. I actually thought, because it rejected this 50 multiple times. Like you could see, we rejected the 50. We tried to push up here, we pulled back. Here we made a lower high, but we made a higher low. So we were forming a triangle here. And we pushed it and actually tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. After the 4th time after the market closed, we did get over it, but we couldn't confirm it. We pulled back, and we were holding the 20 and the intraday 20 and 50. And you can see now we have claimed the 50, and we're pushing up a little bit. So the 20 is next. It is next in line. But I honestly didn't think we were going to get it. I thought when it rejected here, we were done. And this thing was going to start rolling back over. But it surprised me. I mean, the bulls are really, really strong. And being that today was a holiday, it was just surprising. I was really, really surprised at the movement. And we didn't really have the volume. The volume was down like I thought, but strong moves by the bulls here. Really strong moves. So tomorrow, I'm looking for it to test the 20 SMA and, see if we can break over. Take out this level up here, just over 340, sometime during the week, or at least test it. We may test this, pull back, and try to base off of the moving averages here. But we're going to take it one day at a time. Crossing my fingers, hoping that this thing, opens and pushes up some more tomorrow. It will help out our swings. And, that's really what I'm paying attention to right now. All right, so SQ. Now, I'm going to talk about the ones, for some reason, this morning. And I know when stocks gap up like this, it takes out their ATR. You're going to have a limited move up. So out of the gate, I'm going to look for a move down first. So I'm going to try to wait it out. Wait for it to pull back and then go back and take out the highs again. So here we have the pre-market highs where it hit, initial gap up, we pull back, and we beat against it a little bit, pull back, and here's the candle at the open. We started selling off, then this candle opened, it sold all the way off down to through the 100, and then got aggressively bought back up. Now, I was watching this, and I was watching ROKU. I chose ROKU, which turned out to be the wrong one. But they both kind of made the same move, the exact move I was looking for. I was not looking for an extended move. I was looking for the quick move up for 2-3 points and kind of be done with it. And that's what I was looking for. I knew short, there was no trades because of, the way the stock was setting up. I knew long was the only way, but the market was up so much, I really didn't think we could get a good long trade until we had a decent pullback. But SQ worked out really good. So I had like a 50-50 shot, and it didn't work out. DraftKings, this was on, I don't think this was on our swing watch list, but this was on the watch list today. Kind of a delayed breakout, but really nice, really strong. But like I said, the morning was just weird. But a delayed breakout here. And, some of you guys caught this. I mean, really nice move. Another one that had a late breakout here was Workhorse. And this one was on our swing watch list. And I actually took this for a swing and didn't even know it. But we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to the swings. But this was another one on our watch list that made a really good move. 2 lower price stocks that really made good moves today. So the watch list was hot. I was just trying to fit something in that I probably shouldn't have been fitting in. All right, so here's the mess right here. So ROKU, like everything else, was selling off. I got the pre-market high here where we hit it a couple times. We started to sell off. The first candle opened, sold off to the 100. Looks identical to SQ. I couldn't remember the name. Looked identical to SQ. So those are the two I'm watching. But this one broke the pre-market high first. And so I was looking for it to get in and make a run up. But for some reason, my platform was very, very slow. I clicked it when we broke it, and this thing just kind of held and it filled up here. So my entry was about 50 cents too far. And then it got up. I was looking for 189 for the first target. The ask got up to like 189.01, but the bid never got through 188.90. Never did get to 189. 189. So it came screaming back down. And then this candle open, started selling off hard. So once I hit my max pain, I started trying to click and get out. And it wasn't doing anything. It was just frozen. It wasn't taking any clicks. It wasn't doing anything. So I stayed calm, relaxed a little bit. I logged off and logged back on. Typically that fixes it. A lot of times we get an intermittent little blip, and sometimes it messes up the connection. So I reset it and brought it back and thought on this candle, hey, we may be doing pretty good, because we opened here and we started pushing back up. And I'm like, okay, I'm already beyond ground zero. So why not wait? And if we lose this 100, this is the last line of defense. This is where it bounced at the open. If it loses that, then I'll bail out. And I did. But, initially, it really wasn't my fault. But it was my fault because I was taking a little bit more aggressive trade than I should have been taking on a day like today. So that's where I think my decision making was messed up. Now we've taken these trades a couple times in the last few weeks, and they've been really, really good. But today was not the day. And deep down inside, I think I knew it. But, just a bad decision, and it ended up costing me. And then I tried, I had to walk away for a minute. And when you walk away, you really don't need your phone. But the only reason I got back on my phone was because I started thinking I need to get in a swing trade. I had this watch list, awesome watch list. I need to get in a swing trade. And that's where I got in, and I started messing around and threw a trade on, just kind of a revenge trade. I made a couple dollars back, but still ended up pretty much like I did 2 Mondays ago. Down over $1,000 to start the week, and this is the last 3 days of the month. So this kind of puts a damper on a really, really good month. Even though I had a red week this month, this was still gonna be probably the biggest month I've had this year. 2 strong days and it still can be, but we'll see. If the market pushes tomorrow and gives us some good value to the long side, then we'll be good. But if not, I'm going to be limping into the fourth quarter. All right, so this is the trade. I had no idea that I was in. No flipping idea that I was even in this trade, because what I did was early on, I set, let's see, oh man, hold on, let me see if I'm still logged in. You can see this. If I'm still logged in, you can see it. Give me a minute. WKHS. All right, here we go. All right, so what I did was early today, Here was the pre-market high. All right, so I knew I can't watch 3-4 accounts at one time. So I knew in Thinkorswim, I wanted to get in. I wanted to trade WKS, and so I went ahead early on and I put in an order just above the pre-market high. All right, so I put in and I just set it, and I didn't think about it anymore. And with all of the everything that went on, I ended up it ended up triggering. I had no idea until I started to sit down and do this video, and I'm getting ready to log off this TD Ameritrade account, and I see I'm in a trade. And then I remember I had the limit order to buy once it broke this pre-market high, because I knew we were going to pull back at the open. And we talked about this morning with everything gapping up. You're going to see profit taking before the market recovers, if it recovers. And so, that's what happened with this. I had no clue, but I'm looking for it to continue up through 30. I'm looking for it to make 52-week highs. That's what I'm looking for out of this bounce. But if we stall out around 30, I'm probably, I don't want to shortchange myself. So I do want to put it at least at 31 for the target on this. And UPS, this is the one, the other one I got in. And this one, this is the one I did on my phone, but I tweeted this out. I couldn't do the stop or anything like that because I was on my phone. And I didn't really have access to, the whole chart. So, that was kind of this whole morning was just messed up. But this is where I got in UPS, and this is probably not the one I should have gotten in, but it is, and we're gonna have to deal with it. But there were some other ones that were really nice from our watch list, like VSLR. This was our 52-week break watch, and you can see this thing put in 3 points today. From where it opened to where it closed. So, getting in this one pulled back at the open, and then it just, made the push up. And that's just what we were looking for these stocks to do. CPRT, this was another one that we had on watch. This one didn't make a big move after the gap up, but it's still in play. We may get some movement on it tomorrow. A couple, DT and EA, didn't do very well. WDAY, this was another one that gapped up, and it held its gap, but didn't really give the biggest of moves. ZS kind of held up too. It didn't really make any noise, but this is the one that we got stopped out on before. So, I'd have been kind of reluctant with that. But Zen, we're still holding it, and it made a really nice move today. I'm looking for it to get up to this ascending resistance here. But we'll talk more about the swings in the morning, in that part of the opening session tomorrow. So we'll go through all of the ones that we're going to be looking at again, and then I'll tweet out the for you guys that aren't able to be in the room, I will tweet these out. This week is kind of a dry run, so that we can hit the new fourth quarter running strong. So, but I'll tweet out all of that information, and we'll go over it in our the swing part of the session tomorrow. But that's gonna do it. Crazy day. So let's keep my fingers crossed that the market's gonna kind of hold its gap, and it's gonna continue to push up. That we can take out the daily 20, and continue our march up. It's gonna be really good for the swings, and I would love to take ZEN off on Wednesday, so I can close out the month with a strong swing. WKHS, that one has the potential to hit 31 tomorrow. So there's a good chance that the market works with me, that we can at least close out one of these two trades. All right, so that wraps it up for me. I hope you guys have a great night, a great evening. I'm going to try to get some good sleep tonight, so I'm not acting a fool in the morning. So take it easy, and I'll see you first thing in the morning.